was it that you first learned to dance then, Sam?
Well, my father was in the company of Jimmy, or Mr. Elwood, in the Plough at Ellington, this is it. And he had been given a performance, which is like a bit of a busking effort. And my father was very interested in his dancing. And Mr. Elwood said, well, have you got any boys? And he said, yeah, I've got one about 11. Oh, great, he says. He says, how do you like to know? He said, I don't know. He says, you come over and stay with us tonight. So he came home with my dad. The following day, he said, are you the lad that wants to do the dancing? He said, what dancing? Clog dancing. And he performed the first stage step now. Oh, I don't mind. Well, he says, try this. And he gives us the shuffle, the single shuffle. He showed me how to do it. Right. And he had a very funny method. He had put a marble in front of my toe, kick it away, and bring your foot back, and that was the shuffle. Oh, he gave me a few shuffles to do, and the next week he come back on the Tuesday night. And he said, I'll give you a first step, kidder. Oh, great. So he showed me how to do it. Now he says, do practice that all the week, and I'll come back next Tuesday, and I'll give you another step. And from then on, he gave me a step a week. And I had to have them off, otherwise I would have to pay another 2 and 6. That's what he charged me every week, 2 and 6 per step, you see. And after I had done the 6 steps, he says, now we go on from there to 3 wall steps. He says, just you do as I say. He says, that's the encore. I says, what do you mean encore? Well, he says, there's going to be a double act with me. So he was the master. However, it turned out that he entered a Goes You Please, which is what you say now is a talent contest at the Theatre Royal, Blythe. Of course, I was all G'd up, and he said, now, don't get excited. He says, when we go on there, he says, I'll hold the hand. He says, just do think of the steps. He said, when it comes to the shuffle off, I'll squeeze your hand to let just you remember it. However, we took first prize, which was £3.
Can you show us some of the steps that Jimmy Elwood taught you?
Yes. His sequence was very simple. His beginner sequence. It was first stage step, went all on the toes like this. And the shuffle off was always this one. Right? Now, as I grew older and went from Jimmy Elwood, I filled that step in and made it go like this, his first stage step. So after that, Jimmy's second step was cross the buckle. He had all of his steps named, and this was one cross the buckle. And the same shuffle off. Now, I put a little bit more into that later. I went. And then he had all of his steps named. And this was one of them, was exhibition step. And from there, he went on to a traveling step. He called it the crab walk. And one of Jimmy Elwood's steps went something like this one, which had changed. I changed them to this way. And his favourite step of all, which he used to say to me, was never miss the Percival step, which went something like this. And he went on to do the double shuffle off the toe, which he said must be done in all contests, all dancing contests, which off the toe went like this. And then he carried on at the finish of his sequence. Never forget your lock step, which went that. That's his finale.
That was the lock.
That's it, yes. And then he switched off.
You didn't just learn from Jimmy Elwood?
No, I had another two teachers, Eddie May and George Golightly. Eddie May's dancing was something similar like this, was like that. And Eddie Lightly, George Golightly was like this.
know some of the people on this photo?
Oh, yes. The chap who has the belt is Jackie Daly. He was the winner. He was the chap I danced against in the heat.
He danced against you, did he?
In the heat, yes.
Yeah.
And this one here, that's Dickie Farrell. He's a ex-professional dancer on the halls, Dickie. There we go, yeah. And that's Robinson. He was one of the judges, Harry Robinson. There was McIntosh and Robinson.
And what did McIntosh look like?
McIntosh, he looked a proper villain. He had one of the old capes and his Spanish hat on. And he sat there. I expected him throwing a bomb any time. And they used to sit on the side of the stage judging. They didn't look up at the competitors. They looked at the side. I don't know how they judged them like that. However, he was a All England champion, was McIntosh. And another thing that we didn't have any music. We just called onto the stage, say number 6, Sammy Bell, and you made your appearance, and the band started up, and you didn't know what they were going to play. Every competitor was the same. You got points for that, for timing, you see, but you didn't know what you were going to dance to. I set my time by giving you were allowed to give 6 shuffles, single shuffles, you see, and the band leader had to take his time from you. If you start off fast, you had to dance fast, and if you dance slowly, you had to fall over yourself to keep going. Yeah. But
how many steps did you
there was 10 steps, and finish off, everybody had to do the double shuffle off the toe. You see. And execution was a big thing.
So there was timing?
Timing, execution, apportionment, carriage, and variety of dancing. Jimmy Elwood, his novelty act was he had two blacking brushes, and he had them plugged in, one into the other, and he used to put them on the stage and hold them by the bristles, and I used to get on the top and do the first stage step on these two brushes.
How big were they?
They're two small blacking brushes, polishing brushes,
So,
shoe brushes. It would be about 9 inches long.
Okay.
And I used to plug them in and hold them together. I don't know how I didn't part his hair, you know, he was so close to me. Although he didn't have any on the part. And after I parted from Jimmy, Mr. Elwood, which I'd be about 13 then, I started going around charity shows and different things, dancing.
On your own?
On my own, yes. Because my brother had passed away, he had an accident. And I lost touch of Jimmy. So I was going around to school concerts and different things like that, and charity shows for miners who had had accidents and different things, you know. And after that, I had another brother who took up the banjo, and we used to go on as a double act with that. And several times I went to drag, doing the wall steps as the taking partner, brother's a partner, and I was the gal. Till one night we were introduced to the audience as the Bell Brothers. Of course, I goes on with high heels, heel stockings, and all padded up, and there was a deathly hush. Of course, then there was such a roar broke out. They thought it was a huge joke, the Bell Brothers, and I was supposed to be a lady. And then Jimmy Elwood's Northumberland Durham shuffle, which consists of brush forward and sweep back, which is that. And speed it up and you get that. And then he made it into a roll, which was the brush forward, sweep back, toe heel. Of course, you do it on the other foot as well. So.
Now, Sam, show us the breaks that you use in your hornpipe sequence.
There's one that follows this step. Now the break. I'll show it again. I'll do the break. We go to another break only, on the left. You want any slow? That's it. What was the other? Oh, the after the bell step. This is the break only. That's the break. So I'll put the lock step on all of it now, right?
Why is it called the lock step?
That was the finale. That was the finish of his sequence. Always put your finish on. He says it's different to the other shuffle-offs, you see. This one. This one. We'll do it from the back.
How would that fit into the waltz?
Well, he done it as the same that, but like a crab walk, like that. From behind, it would go like this. Yes.
How did you get back into dancing?
Well, Johnson Elwood got in touch with someone who knew me living in the south, and he wanted a judge for the Northumberland Durham dancing in Durham city itself. And he wrote and asked me if I'd be one of the judges. He wanted 4 judges and he had 3. And he wanted me, as I knew what the dancing was all about. So I went up there and judged the contest. And while I was up there, I met a chap named Michael Cherry and Jennifer Millist. And they were surprised to know that I come from Reading, well, the Reading area. So they said, would I come down to have a look at the Reading Cloggies? And had a look at them. And then Michael come along and said, show me some steps. I said, what kind of steps? He said, what? Hornpipes. So I showed him a few of them, and I landed back into the Reading Cloggies, and that was it. And refreshed my memory with the, from 1936 to 1977 was a break. And as I say, they all come back from the old times, and now we're doing a little bit of workshops and that with the hornpipes, which must be about 100 years old, some of them hornpipe steps. as Jimmy Elwood was doing them when he took me on as a pupil. The second step is this one. That's the second step, the heeling down. So I'll go with that, right?
And you're quite happy to pass these steps on, aren't you?
Oh yes, and I'm getting good results. There's some very, very good pupils, and I was ever so pleased to see them being performed again from when I was a youngster, to see these steps back on the boards. It just, to me, was really thrilling, lovely. I enjoyed it.